Hello and welcome to another edition of Rail Rangers on the Road. The Midwest Rail Rangers, our 501c3 nonprofit organization, presents onboard educational programs across the Midwest. You may have caught us on the South Shoreline between Chicago and South Bend, Indiana, aboard the Sky Parlor car at the Wisconsin Great Northern, on an Amtrak charter organized by the 20th Century Railroad Club of Chicago, on private rail excursions featuring heritage equipment, and at various outreach events such as Train Fest and Mad City Rail. In March of 2020, the coronavirus sidelined most of our programs. After taking a few months off, we returned with virtual programs, taking you to exciting rail destinations across Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, and Wisconsin. With 2021 now here, we hope to begin the transition back to doing in-person programs. During the months ahead, though, we will continue to bring you new virtual programs as well. So sit back and relax and enjoy another edition of Rail Rangers on the Road. All right, everybody, hello and welcome to another program of Rail Rangers on the Road. I'm Midwest Rail Rangers President Robert TABERN here with you once again in beautiful Lake Forest, Illinois, 28 or some odd miles north of downtown Chicago on the old Chicago Northwestern, now Union Pacific North Line. And we are here for the second part of our depot tour of Lake Forest, Illinois. We have our wonderful tour guide Dave and Candace standing by, and this is what you really want to see, folks, because they're going to take you down in the bowels, deep in the tunnels, areas that people in 51 years have not been able to go. So let's send it to Dave and Candace for the second part of our tour.
All right, welcome back to part 2 here at Lake Forest's Western Depot. We're here with our guide David, and he's going to take us inside.
Okay, take it away.
So now we're in the women's waiting room. It was standard in that.
Should we not be in here?
Oh, well,
We're men, we're not supposed to be in here.
well, we can be in here.
Okay.
If we're respectable.
All right.
Respectable, like uncles could be in here with ladies, but you want the tradesmen not to be here.
Okay, no chewing, spitting, itching, cussing.
Right.
All right.
That was for the smoking room.
Gotcha.
So now we're here in the women's waiting room. The ticket agents sort of play traffic cop. If you look down at the floor, this floor was the part that was added around 1986.
Oh.
And it was obviously did not stand up to foot traffic and the snow melting chemicals. And Granger, in an article on Small Business Station, said the red tile is wonderful because it's bright and cheerful and durable.
Not so much, right?
Well, yeah, if it's only 35 years old.
So just looking down here at the floor, in this area here, you can see the original tiles.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so that was what you pointed out 2 weeks ago when we
That's
had
the piece that he showed us.
Right.
That 2 weeks ago he showed us the piece. Yeah. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
And those concrete sort of stripes on that was not on the floor, it was the construction adhesive for this modern floor. So this woman's waiting room is waiting for some tenant to move in. So if the bid expires for the Midwest Rail Rangers Chicago suburban office.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. We could have our own. I guess it was a bank, huh? Because I see it was
converted to a bank.
It was a
So
bank.
here we go again. A woman's waiting room always had a fireplace, and that fireplace would have been here. It was either taken out or it was buried.
Oh.
And this is not the original paneling, but the original style of paneling. Why women had vertical paneling and also the ticket office, but men had horizontal paneling. Well, that's because men are men, I guess.
We like our horizontal paneling.
Maybe slendering, made them feel more relaxed.
I don't know if that's working.
You can also see here the gas-electric combination fixtures with the center one gas half globes.
So that would have been.
And the other ones electrical complete globes.
Very cool.
And so when this was converted into a bank, they put this teller wall here, and they needed that obviously. And right behind this would, and actually behind that wall across from the ticket agent is the women's restroom. So that was converted to a bank restroom, and then that's why we talked about converting the men's restroom into
Sure.
we'll come over here now.
So this is currently available for anybody who.
There's a Dunkin' Donuts in here, but there was.
Ooh, that would be good for the morning commuters.
Yeah, there's a.
Well, coffee shop
The
or
angry
something.
type who likes to have their coffee in the morning.
Put a Dunkies in here.
Yeah. So for sale, I guess.
At least.
Just like the barber shop and the shoe store, it generates revenue to support.
Okay.
Come over on this side here. And if you look at this north wall now, there was a chimney right in the center there for the women's fireplace. Removed. And then part of this women's waiting room window here, these two were removed and made a drive-up window for the bank. So part of the restoration is to put that. There was a teller machine in the driveway too. And so we'll come over here to this bike path.
Oh, bike path.
So,
Boy, it looks like another railroad could have been here.
it was.
Oh.
This was the path of the Chicago and Milwaukee Electric, and which entered Lake Forest 1898 or 1899. The franchise fee was $10,000. City Hall cost $10,000 to build in that same year, so it wasn't coincidental.
Was that single track or double track?
Single and later double.
Okay.
So that was the Chicago and Milwaukee Railroad. This was the Chicago and Milwaukee Electric. Then in the 20s, it emerged from bankruptcy as the Chicago, North Shore, and Milwaukee Railroad, or the North Shore Line, which a lot of people remember taking into Marshall Field.
And is this would they share this station, or did the
No,
North Shore Line have their own?
North Shore had their own station 1 block further south.
Oh, okay.
1 block that way.
Any reason why they wouldn't share? Just competing, I guess, huh? Would be the.
Right. Well, maybe class distinction. First class ride the Northwestern. Second class ride the.
Oh, okay. So the top people would ride the Northwestern.
Right. I mentioned the importance of the dormers. Let's see. Which one is it? We had the dormers windows here to let light into the skylights. Then
Wow, it's a bee.
It's just a
We're live. Maybe we get out of the sun, I don't know.
And then those dormers were removed around 1960. And then in 2018, or 2011 rather, this dormer row was constructed here as they reconstructed those dormers.
Oh, okay.
And they built them on the ground, then
Dormers row.
Then lifted them up by a crane and slayed them when they were in place. So those two dormers would have fed the attic for the skylight, ticket window skylight.
Okay.
Very cool.
Wow.
So this North Shoreline here is served passengers until 1955. There was another branch, the Smoky Valley branch, that lasted until the railroad went out of business in '63. And these rails were kept in place so cars could be moved from the other line over to the Highwood shops.
Oh, okay. So there still would have been tracks here until '63?
Yes, but not passengers.
So you'd be walking right on there. Two lines very close together.
Yep. And then you see the white water accent for this window here will be for the men's group. This window here was barred as far as the baggage room, and the one on the south, because of ruffians who obviously would not be from Lake Forest, to prevent them from breaking into the baggage room and stealing.
Ah.
So everything in the cars would come through. Here's the south one. That would have been barred. And we'll come over here. There's actually a metal plate between the
Okay, that's that metal plate you told us about 2 weeks ago. That everybody's been emailing us and sending us Facebook messages. And are you going to tell us what's that for? What's that
Do we
for?
finally get to find out?
maybe. Now, this door to the left is the boiler room entrance. We'll go down there. Someplace on this platform, either on the side or on the platform itself, was a door to load empty coal for the boilers for the station.
Okay. Oh, he's got secret keys.
Right. Oh, keyring of secret keys.
Look at that. Lake Bluff? No. Waukegan? No. Kenosha? No. Highland Park? No. It's got the whole northwestern North Line key ring.
Okay, so we'll go down the steps. Now these were steps for the boiler room, so they weren't intended for the general public.
Okay. Boy, this is pretty cool. You gonna be okay? Do you want me to hold on to your water?
No, I got it. Actually, I'll just leave it at the top of the stairs.
I'm coming.
And you can kind of sort of slam that door. It's
Okay.
set to lock up, so just slam it shut.
So what year are we looking at for down here?
1900.
1900.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of.
So one of these rooms, or perhaps that one, would be the coal bin.
Ah.
And
That would have just been for the station, not for like loading coal trains or anything, right?
Right,
It would just
right,
be
just the
for.
station.
Okay.
the boiler would be here. And that boiler room chimney that we saw outside and inside, where we passed on one side or the other to the men's waiting room, that's right here. Now, this entrance right here was created, was broken through after they closed the tunnel to the general public. So this is not an entrance originally.
It's nice and cool down here. It's like a cave. I like it. Wow. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Anybody need a sign?
Yeah, there you go.
That would look nice on our basement.
Okay. So here are the steps. These are right below the shoemakers.
Oh, where we saw. Oh,
Yes, where we showed them, where we ended our last.
where we ended our last. Oh yeah, that's right. We ended 2 weeks ago. Sure.
And there would originally have been slate treads, but the slate has been missing. Here is replacement slate that we have for the roof when it needs it.
You want to par with that sign? Is there a price tag on that one? That would also look nice in my basement.
Oh, okay.
What is that? Just a replica sign?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the wooden signs that was replaced by the aluminum.
Okay.
that Jim talked about. So now as we come down the steps, and in this area, we're below the smoking room, which is now the barber shop.
Okay. And you said the last time people, regular passengers were allowed down here would have been what year?
October 1970.
October, okay. Wow.
1970.
So 51 years.
So
No, people have been down in the tunnel.
here is that added wall that was put in for the barber shop.
Okay.
And let's see, if you look up at that beam there,
Okay.
find that it's actually spliced beam because they didn't account for the weight of that barber shop wall and it started to sag. So in 2011 or so, they had to shore that up.
Did you grow up in Lake Forest? Did you?
Yes.
Do you remember when this was open
Oh yeah, I've been in the.
to the public? When this was okay.
Yeah, that closed when I was a sophomore in college, or in high school.
Okay.
Here's a clean out for that
Wow.
boiler room chimney. Full of ashes. Now we're coming into the main door itself. This is 8 feet wide because if you figure a train stopping in Lake Forest and people getting off, you know, a quarter of the people would go at Westminster, a quarter would go at Deer Path, and half a trainload of people would come through here.
Uh-huh.
And notice these brickwork here. This is yellow brick. And there's actually yellow brick behind all the red brick that you see. Yellow brick was locally available and cheaper. So then they just faced it with the red brick.
So you said in our last episode, the first part of this, you said that they closed this down because vagrants are hanging out down here?
Vagrants and drug use in the 1970s.
70s, okay. So if it wasn't for that, it might still be open, potentially.
I hear.
Oh, I hear a train above us. Whoa. Hear the rumble down here? That's pretty cool. Okay.
The city uses it for utilities.
I know
So
that.
this is electricity to the outlets in the center of Market Square.
Oh.
And then there's electricity for the warming shelter, which has been used most recently as a Pasqualese's lawn and garden sort of satellite shop. They have one on Lake Bluff, and it probably hasn't reopened because of the COVID, but and then the water also to the warming.
So obviously these pipes would not have been here and
No.
oh, there's
So here we are right here is the east end of the platform.
Okay. So the tracks are literally, oh, you can hear there. I hope everybody at home can hear that.
Almost above our head.
There we go.
Sounds like thunder.
That is so wild. I wonder how many of other people watching this evening remember, whoa. I wonder how many other people remember these tunnels. Maybe this is, I hope this brings back some memories for people. Maybe they remember these tunnels. So this is what, so this brick here you said would have been, we're looking at 120 some years old?
Yeah, 1900, yeah.
1900.
It was originally faced with, it was pressed brick faced with enamel like you would have in a bathroom tile. They sandblasted it out for some reason.
Okay.
And the fact that it's enamel may be important. And by the way, there's a plate between the two.
Okay, that's that plate again. Is that where we're gonna, are you gonna tell us what that is?
If we have enough time.
Oh,
So,
holy mackerel. Is that the plate?
yeah, that's the underside of the plate.
So that plate you kept showing us last time, and then at the beginning we're directly underneath that.
Very cool.
So we'll go this way.
So if you didn't see, there's a picture of the plate right there. So that is right above there. Okay.
Now we're at the west platform edge.
Okay.
Watch your head.
Oh.
And here are the
Looky.
stairs to the
Oh.
warming shelter.
I guess we're not going up there. We have to cut ourselves out, I guess.
And if you remember when we were at the warming shelter, we talked about those 3 windows crammed together.
Yeah.
That would have been on this wall for sunlight to light these stairs.
Oh, okay.
Now they also had electricity in here, and because of the Highland Park Electric only operating between 4:30 and 1, they must have had battery operated lights.
Oh.
So
I see a sign up here. Is that to westbound or eastbound or does it say Chicago Northwestern on it?
Something bound.
Bound?
oh, there.
Right there, there we go. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I've never noticed that before.
Oh.
But yeah, that would probably say westbound.
Oh, look at that. See, even you learned something with the Rail Rangers
Sure.
today.
Yes.
Look at that. We found you something new, I guess.
Right, we'll have to study that more carefully.
It says
I bet it was when you came down those stairs, it was pointing
to,
this direction down the tunnel to tell you.
yeah, maybe let's see if there's another one on the other side. I wonder. Was there any Northwestern logos or any Northwestern signs or anything else I was going to ask that you found down here? Or?
No, not I've noticed.
Okay. Now watch your head there. Boink, boink, boink.
You'd be the one who's responsible for flooding the tunnel.
Yeah. Well, no, don't joke about that. I think that happened in Chicago in 1992. Not this tunnel, but some of the subway tunnel.
And there's our plate
By the
on
way,
the
there's
tracks.
a flag.
There's that plate above our heads.
So the purpose of this plate was.
Oh, you're gonna tell us?
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
unless you turn it up.
No. People are gonna want to know.
This was the location of a skylight for the tunnel,
Really?
where sunlight would light the tunnel. Of course, they had electric lights, but they still wanted sunlights, to aid in the electric lights, because they were kind of dim in that era before tungsten lights. But also, I'm sure, to give a lot of pleasure to passengers.
Oh, he's got a secret. He's got something under there.
And so this would be the glazed tile that would line this tunnel to reflect the sunlight.
Where would that be, over the brick
It
then?
was over the,
So that was over the,
full length.
so somebody took all that off of it at some point? That
Yeah.
seems like a lot of work.
According to the historic structure report, it was sandblasted off.
Oh. Okay.
This is not from the tunnel, but it's a prism for the skylights. I got this off of Etsy, I guess, you know, not eBay, but the artistic one.
Yeah.
So
So that would have been up.
that would have been,
Above
there would have
there.
been rows of that, rows of this here, across here.
And do you remember that when you were younger
No.
in college? You remember
No.
the glass too?
No.
I can hold something if you need.
Yeah. So if you imagine just this top part, just this square top part, they would be in the center here, and any sunlight would fall straight through.
Okay.
But, but then these prisms were used on the outside, and they would take that sunlight and send it down one side of the tunnel or the other.
Okay.
So, let me show you that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You can see how that
yeah.
is lighting up your shirt. So,
Wow.
um,
Then that's not that's not original to the skylight, right?
right.
Do you know what happened to any of that, or it was probably just chiseled out and thrown away, or
Oh, yeah, they were typically,
nobody really cared to save it?
essentially, yeah. So when
Okay.
you had electric lights with high power, you didn't need them.
Okay.
But these are very common. I remember going
Oh.
down to our Christmas trek to Marshall Field
Oh
in the
yeah.
wintertime and skidding on it and looking down and seeing this glass here.
Huh.
These are called, another term for these is sidewalk lights, and they would allow sunlight into the basement, and then with this prism reflected back. So, for example, in Market Square, it's surrounded by sidewalks,
Okay.
and they're called vaulted sidewalks because the basement actually extends beyond the street all the way to the sidewalk. And then these prisms here would send sunlight in and light up the basement of those buildings.
Wow. And
They originated with wooden sailing ships.
okay.
These are put in the decks of wooden sailing ships to light the below deck region. Because if you can light the below deck region of a wooden sailing ship with sunlight rather than a candle, torch, or something of that nature, you reduce the fire hazard. So at least you cut down the fire hazard in the daytime
Sure.
for those sailing work.
And when were they taken out? What year this is taken out then? When I guess when electricity.
No, I don't know. These were put in rows and then the cement, and then eventually the cement would fail, and then there was no reason to put them in. So whenever they became a hazard.
Okay. It was just easier to put the lights in like we have here and
And close it up with the
And
big metal piece in between
plates and
tracks.
yeah, I guess.
Right.
There we go. Mystery solved. Just took people 2 weeks to figure it out.
So
All
I
right.
have a little bit more as we go outside. Well, when we get outside.
You're back.
Okay, well, hope you enjoyed the tunnel visit. The tunnel is off limits to the general public, so I got special permission.
Thank
from
you
the city
for-
to open this up for you.
Oh, we appreciate it. Thank you. And all our viewers I'm sure, express their appreciation of, especially those probably from Lake Forest, maybe like you, who remember going through here. And I hope we can jog some memories from 50-some years ago.
Now I'm curious, we gotta go look at the wall over here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we want to see if they have another westbound sign, or maybe it got blown out when they took this out.
Maybe it was there where they took that piece of the wall out.
I bet you. That's why we didn't see it.
Very cool.
Oh, another train coming.
This is better view of the steps.
I just got a backlit for you.
Oh, okay. Wow. Do you think they'll ever open this again, or
No,
probably not?
for a couple reasons. One is that those areas are now revenue producing for the,
Oh, like the shoe shop and
for the
yeah.
plus, if you use government funds, it would have to be ADA accessible, so.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
How do you get?
So this will never see the light of day to normal passengers again. Pretty cool.
Union Pacific flagman when they were working on the roof, because we had the flag trains going through. And he said Union Pacific want to come through and fill this tunnel with cement. And the city said, nope.
Who owns this? Union Pacific? That's one of our viewers was asking us. Who actually owns this? Is it the city? Is it Union Pacific Metro or?
Union Pacific owns it.
Oh, Union Pacific actually owns it. So all this restoration work you did was really help Union Pacific too.
Well, it was done with their permission, yeah.
Oh, with their permission.
As long as we didn't alter functionality.
But they kind of have the ultimate say in all this.
But and I haven't gotten through all the legal stuff. I think the city leases it for $1 a year or something like that.
Would that have been for the fireplace you were mentioning?
That's the clean out for the boiler.
Oh, that's the cleanup for the boiler.
We
Okay.
saw that on the other side.
Gotcha. Okay.
Looks like someone left a snack.
Well, yeah, I guess that answers my question.
Building 8136.
Okay. All right. Wow. We got 15 minutes left. 15 minutes. Okay. You got your drink or? Okay.
You gotta slam it.
So that's the metal plate right there. All right.
Mystery solved.
Mystery solved. I thought there was going to have to be a part 3 here.
Uh-oh.
So Arthur Aldous was the businessman behind Market Square, producing it. And it was designed by Howard Van Doren Shaw. So in August 16th, Aldous wrote to the Richard Alston, the president of Chicago Northwestern. He says that Howard Van Doren Shaw, who designed Market Square, has talked with Charles Frost, who was one of the two architects of the station, and they want to find a way to open this up so you can see Market Square. So there was talk of, I think it's poorly worded, but I think they were saying just remove that platform shed roof on this side. That most lake foresters will go straight home. A few will tolerate the bad weather, and who cares about the people who don't live in Lake Forest? we want to show off Market Square. So it's ironic that in 1963, when they cut down the dormers, cut down the sheds, that ran all the way to the center of that building and on the other side, cut down those for additional street parking. They actually opened up and opened up Market Square to viewers of passing trains. Okay. So here again you can see the Lake Forest station, the baggage room, the main station, over there the women's shelter, over there the Market Square. So you can visit this anytime you want to. This is a Metro North Line commuter station. So just take Metro out and look for those things. Get your haircut at Tiffany's in the barber shop, or the shoe shine, Rich Russian in his shoe shine shop. and support the station. And one of the, let's see. Okay, so one of the things about a station is that it was a product of its time. So if this was 10 years ago, this would have been kerosene or on-site produced gas illumination. If it was 10 years later, with 5 years of 24-hour electricity, it would have been electric lights. So look for these signs at various stations. See if you can find the skylight. Particularly with Frost and Granger, I saw a photograph of the Kenosha station with a subtitle saying Frost and Granger put in a pedestrian tunnel, and with my magnifying glass I looked at the photograph and I found the skylight that they had put in. Also look for men's and women's waiting room. If you find an extra room on the side, that's the smoking room. If you find a fireplace, that's the women's waiting room. So I hope you enjoyed your tour of Lake Forest Tank Station.
Well, thank you very much, David, for that wonderful tour and finally telling us what the metal plate was. I mean,
That's been what we've done 30 programs, and that's been the biggest suspense of
I was on
everyone.
the edge of my seat waiting to find out what that was.
Yes.
So thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next time with the Rail Rangers on the Road program.
Well, thanks so much for joining us here. Hope you enjoyed our two-part look of Lake Forest, Illinois. Beautiful Lake Forest, Illinois. Again, 28 odd miles north of downtown Chicago. This concludes our two-part series of Lake Forest. And I think the second part was, I like that first part we did back at the end of September here, but tonight was really cool. Going in the tunnels, walking through areas that people haven't seen in 51 years now. He said 1970, and here it is 2021. And so yeah, I wonder if anybody out there remembers, maybe they're 70 and they were little 19, 20-year-old. So if you remember those, drop us an email. Let us know, maybe you have some photos. But anyway, I hope you're having a great night. And our next program, we hope you join us, will be, boy, it'll be another two-parter. That's right. We are going to take you for a trip on Amtrak's California Zephyr. We're going to go all the way from San Francisco, Emeryville, California, all the way to Tumwa, Iowa, and we're going to take you on a two-part ride. October 17th, 2021 will be the first part, and then we'll wrap it up a couple weeks later in November. So if you've never taken Amtrak, we'll show you inside the bedrooms and everything that you want to see in a two-part series on Amtrak's California Zephyr from Chicago to Iowa. So come and join us. We're going to be leaving, with or without you, hopefully with you, October 17th, 2021, 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So from Lake Forest, on behalf of the Preservation Foundation, Candace and Jim and Dave, thanks so much for joining us for our two-part tour.